I never drove it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I want it. And I called my buddy, and he had it delivered. And it got there, and I'm like, hey, where's the back half of that car? The guy goes, what? I go, where's the other side of it? And, because it's tight. It's a little sports car. So I was in that 6 weeks. I called my friend. I'm like, you got to get me out of this thing. I've eaten food through all my travels: New York, Philly, Chicago, Atlanta. This is as good of Italian food you'll have as anywhere on the East Coast of the United States.
Oh wow!
Yeah. First of all, let me start by saying thank you for being here.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
No problem.
Took about 2 weeks for Jonathan to get a hold of you, but hey,
schedules are tight, man. I got a lot going on right now, especially because I'm trying to be a bigger role within the industry. We put so much time and energy, and we want to be part of the decision-making process. So it's just time is short.
So now you realize you have actually 3 partners. Actually, 2 partners. So with 3 partners coming together, fresh new ideas, tried and true. You know what works. How do you balance the 2?
Well, let me start by
because
saying,
you have to sometimes let go of certain things or see if it works,
which is not easy for me. So I always try and feel like I look at a big picture, but I'm tight when it comes down to the detail. I mean, every little thing on every little band, packaging. So it's hard for me to let go, because pretty much throughout my 20-year career in the cigar industry, I've done it all. With blending and packaging and marketing concepts, good and bad. That all fell on me. But let me start by first saying that my partner is my wife. Okay, so she's
Congrats
the one.
to the little lady.
Yeah, man, she's the one who supported me when I said I want to go in the cigar business, and instead of saying, "What are you talking about?" she said, "If you think this is something you can be successful in, I support you." They are partners because, on some level, just that we're family.
Right.
But you earn that partner status.
True.
It doesn't.
True.
It doesn't just come with through the bloodline. I
So,
don't believe in it.
You actually, you said it earlier, so I'm just reiterating. You started this from scratch. This wasn't something that was handed to you. You started this from scratch.
Right.
They have the luxury, the opportunity to come in, but you're still having them go through everything that you went through, for them to have a full understanding of what it takes to get to where you are,
Yeah,
to where the business is right now.
Well, you said they have the luxury, which is interesting, and that's how I would think most people, including them, would look at it. I'm not 100% sure it's a luxury,
And why would you say that?
because I had to succeed. I had no other choice, and that makes you hungry. And there's something about that hunger, that desire to make a name for yourself, to be successful, to be accepted in this industry. We're in a tight little industry. On some level, you're in or you're out. It's a weird thing, but you have to pay your dues. And I've told them both, unequivocally, you can be in this industry and you can be known as either Alec and Bradley or Alan's 2 boys. That's a choice you make. You make your own name.
Yes.
So, those are Alan's sons, or no, that's Alec Rubin and that's Bradley Rubin, and have their own identities. But that comes from your actions.
Now, with you, you're going to be passing the reins, but up until that point, how do you balance marriage? Being home, traveling, all over the world, all over the country. Mm-hmm. How do you balance? How do you balance it? That must have been tough. I mean, I'm sure she probably goes, I know I agreed to this, but God, I can't wait for him to get home.
Were you at my house?
You don't want me at your house. I would smoke all your cigars.
That's okay. I have plenty. Yeah, I mean, that's no doubt one of the toughest components of owning your own business, and a business that is not localized, is that the time required is over the top. Yeah, I mean, it has been a point of contention with my wife and I, is how do you go do what you need to do to be successful and be the time to be a husband and to be a dad, and you know, when the kids were growing up, there were days that I missed, but I always tried to travel during the week and always be home on the weekends.
Gotcha.
And in addition, from the time they were each 4 to the time they were 14, I coached every one of their sports. I've coached 1,000 kids.
Wow.
So whatever sport they were playing, I coached. I traveled around their sporting events. I was on the field with them from the time they were little. Soccer, football, baseball, basketball, I coached it all. I mean, and I've had kids come up to me now in their early 20s still calling me coach. You know, when you're coaching, you know, for 10 years, multiple sports and 10 kids on a team, so, you know, you hopefully I positively impacted a lot of young kids. Always trying to build them up, always yelling at them, but yelling positive things. And
correct.
I always put more pressure on my kids than anyone else's kids, but that was all part of me being in their lives. So I tried not to miss, but it's, you know, and I'd come home from work and I'd do their best when they were little, and I'd read them the bedtime stories till they went to sleep, and that was my way of trying to create balance. But at the end, you have the kids, where does the wife fit in? You know, like how do you?
There you go.
How do you
That's
do
what
that?
I'm waiting to hear.
And the other thing, well, it's true. I mean, and you know, she'd say, "Let's go somewhere and let's go on a vacation." And the last thing I wanted to do was get on another plane. That was tough. And but over time, you know, she allowed me to really give me that room to get some balance. And I'm doing everything I can to make it up to her now. So there's times we go away, come back, she's like, "Hey, let's go." There's not even a question. I'm like, I'm booking it now. And we go, and that's the benefit of having good people involved within your organization. They allow me to now live my life a little better.
The right people in the right place.
People I trust. People that trust me.
Now, at what point in all of this, all the sacrifice you've made, when did you realize that aha moment? You know what? I'm onto something. When? Tell me that moment.
So there was one specific moment. There was one specific moment that made me take pause, like really made me reflect and think. And I'll tell you exactly what it was. I was in New York, I was in Manhattan, just trying to build the business, you know, get new accounts, and I was with my territory manager at the time, and we had just walked out of an account, and I said, "Hey, why don't we grab a cab and we'll get over the next, store." And as we turned the corner, there was a cabbie standing outside his cab on the phone with a cigar in his hand, and I like, you know, nudged my guy, and I'm like, "That's our guy right there. He's smoking a cigar." So we waited for him to get off the phone. He said, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, listen, we have like 5 or 6 more accounts to see today. I'll keep you the whole time.
Right.
But can we smoke in the cab? You know, if you tell me we can smoke in between stores, we'll take you the whole day." And he's like, "Man, I can't do it. You know, I rent the cab. I don't own it, and I can't do that." But he was so nice in how he communicated it. I just felt, knowing he was a cigar smoker, I wanted to do something nice for him.
Right.
And we were probably 4 or 5 feet away at that moment, and I pulled the cigar out of my coat pocket, and as I went to hand it to him, he said, "Alex Baldwin.
Alex Baldwin.
Alex Baldwin. I smoke those. I know that." And he didn't get the name of the company right. He didn't get the name of the actor right. But somewhere in the middle, he knew my brand. He knew what we do. And he appreciated it. And he was able to recognize it. And I think it was that moment I probably walked away from a cabbie telling me I can't get him smoking his car. When we walked further down the street, that was a moment for me. It made me smile. It made me think, wow, somebody I've never met before, a random person on the street in the middle of Manhattan knows my brand. And that got to me. And it made me think, I can do this. I can really do this. And I actually remember coming back and coming home and laying down with my wife and talking to her, and she said, how was your trip? And I said, I have to tell you this one story that happened. And I could see her smile too, like he's doing it. Everything I thought he was capable of doing, I think it reflected in her expression. So that was a moment for me.
What do you do as far as for yourself? Golfing. What do you do? What's your hobby?
Well, first of all, I've played golf for 30 years, and I was always very competitive my whole life. I played men's flag football, traveled around the country playing in tournaments. I played competitive softball until I played almost all of it until I was in my early 40s, when the injuries started catching up.
Yes.
I used to play competitive softball 5 nights a week, plus tournaments on the weekends.
Really?
Yeah, we played flag football, played in national championships. Some of the guys, even at my age of 56, and our quarterback back then, they're still playing. I would play on Sundays, and I didn't feel good till Thursday, so it's time for me to stop. But even though I didn't play a lot of golf because I was building my business, I always enjoyed the game. Now I'm able to play more. In the last year, my handicap has come down 7 strokes. So I love being out there and being with my friends and being competitive again now in a sport that we all play. And so if I need to lose myself, there's times I will go out on the golf course by myself, put my Bluetooth speaker in there, light up a cigar, and I'll play 18 holes or 27 holes by myself in a couple of hours. And it's completely meditative for me. It's incredible. That's a great getaway. But I also like to now travel with my wife. We're trying to do more of that. I'm out in Colorado a lot, skiing in the winters, playing golf in the summers. So, now it's, in addition, one of the other things, which is a really cool thing, and it came up earlier in our conversation, when Bradley said, when we're sitting out in the backyard smoking cigars and having whiskey.
Yes.
That's one of my getaways, is actually going onto my patio, turning on the Golf Channel with no volume, or he said the Food Network. We're always and smoking cigars with my boys, and either having a little whiskey or not, whatever it may be, but spending that time with them now as adults and hearing what's on their mind, it makes a very unique relationship. It's not really father and sons. It's just 3 guys talking, catching up on each other's day and each other's life.
Right.
So that's really one of the cool parts also about the cigar is no one's going anywhere in a hurry. We're going to be there for an hour and a half.
Exactly.
And
This is not a cigarette break where you step outside for 5 minutes and if that long and come back in.
Yeah, nobody needs cigars. People want cigars, and that want is I believe in some level is stronger than the need. It's not the need for nicotine; it's the lifestyle that cigar smokers enjoy. The product is not addictive in any way.
Palate from this, and the reason that is because when you take these different components to roll a full cigar, the oils mesh from the different types of tobacco is what makes it balanced. But an individual strain of tobacco is going to be a little unbalanced because it's just that one flavor.
All right, so where would we go from here?
For number 2, we're going to go on to number 1 next. There you go.
I really feel like I'm in a lab. No name, just specimen number 3 and number 2 and specimen number 1. This is number 1.
Yeah, this is 1.
That's the hard part about blending and pairing. When you go to a cigar shop and you pick up a cigar you like, When you smoke it, you're expecting something from it. When you do this, it's all based off of your palate and what you think, what you feel, and that makes it a lot tougher.
Let's go ahead and use this.
And this is actually my first time. I don't know about you, Alec, but like doing like a deconstruction like this.
I've done this quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's cool. I can't wait for us to finally go down to the factories in Honduras and Nicaragua, so we can like do this more often.
Absolutely.
This one I think is a lot more stronger than the last one.
It's got, yeah. You're definitely gonna get a bit more nicotine on this one.
Yeah.
A bit
Immediately.
stronger mouthfeel.
Yeah, exactly. Really hits you.
Especially on a nice retro hail, you really get those flavors.
Mm-hmm.
And something that a lot of people don't know, when you retrohale, it kicks in a whole nother aspect of the taste, the flavor of the cigar.
It really
You're
brings
kicking
out,
in another sense.
Absolutely, and it really brings out more of the flavor and things that you'd be missing just puffing on it regularly. When you retrohale, it makes it complete.
Mm-hmm. And I actually, I've been smoking cigars for about 4 years now, and I actually recently learned probably a month ago how to retrohale, because I was always afraid I was gonna like inhale it. I didn't understand the concept of it, and my dad finally taught me how to master it pretty much and get all the flavors, and that's how I've been developing my palate for the past month now.
I think it took me longer to learn than it took you.
I don't know about that.
That's good. If you want, you actually can go back and forth between 2 and 1 to get the different flavor profiles.
It'd be cool if we smoked like once we were on to the third one, smoke all 3 at once.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, big difference.
Yeah, this one is so strong. This is way different to me.
This is full bodied.
Yeah. This is where probably the majority of the flavor and strength is coming
from. Exactly.
Now, we do these events around the country, the deconstruction events. Our reps do them all over the country. They're excellent at them. And on number 2 is usually when people start sweating from the amount of nicotine. They like to smoke it faster. They like to kind of smoke the entire thing down, which you should really just get a taste of it. And that's when people start sweating a little bit.
Yeah, I'm already feeling it.
Definitely felt it with this, with the number 1.
That one's empty.
Put that out of the way.
Now this is the
First thing
third
that
component.
hit me is the sweetness.
Yeah.
Yes, right away, right?
Exactly.
Right away.
It's a good. You trust your palate, so
Creamy,
that's great to see.
smooth. Not definitely like the complete opposite of number 1. So you have like the sweet, and then the last one was strong, and then the first one that we tried was like kind of a balancer.
Try to smoke all 3 at once.
I stole it.
Yeah, definitely a lot sweeter on this one.
And as you can see, I'm already sweating.
I can do this all at once. smoking all three literally tastes like just like a normal cigar.
Yeah, absolutely. It brings that balance together. There's a few more components that make a prensado than just these three,
Of course.
but yeah, that should bring some balance together.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
What do you think?
Wow.
Kind of brings
Way
everything
different.
together.
Oh yes. Wow. If you guys are ever in Atlanta, let me know, because this is something that would definitely be great for someone to experience.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. We're going to let you know, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, or IG. We'll let you know. And if you're following us on the website, you'll get an email with an invite. Wow.
That's cool, right? Different.
Yeah, I think it's something that a lot of people need to experience, especially younger smokers, so they can really understand how everything really comes together.
This really takes you down to the factory level. That's what's great about these events that we do, and these deconstruction events, is it really takes you to the factory level without having to get on a plane, and let you experience what we go through when we're blending.
This is the fun part of your business, man.
Yeah.
I know you guys have fun.
It
We
can be
tried-
fun,
we
it's
tried to.
stressful, and
All at the same time.
all at the same time. So now
All right, so now, where do you go from here?
now you
We
smoke
have Glenn to
Prensado.
Glenn.
Now we're gonna
Yeah.
pick up Prensado, light that up, but before we do that, we're gonna go into the pairing piece of this, and what I want you to do is kind of just pick up your whiskey and take a nice smell of it, see what flavors come to mind off the nose.
The notes.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, cream.
A little vanilla.
Yes.
I get almost like cinnamon a little bit.
Everyone's palate's different, which is nice, so everyone's probably gonna get something a little bit different,
Yeah.
but generally it will be, some of the flavors are gonna be, or the notes are gonna be pretty similar.
From the smell, I get like floral notes
Absolutely.
and taste.
So we're gonna cut Prensado.
We got the oak.
Definitely.
No, that's what I'm getting. It's as usual. Glenn is definitely smooth. So like I said, this for me, the first thing that jumps out at me is the nice creamy smell. I think Brad, you said
Floral notes. for
floral
me.
notes.
Yeah.
With a bit of vanilla on the
a little
nose.
bit of vanilla on the notes. Yes.
So, what's great about these events is, we bring an experience based off our experience to the consumers to really try the puritos and we teach you how to do a pairing. And there's two ways to do a pairing. You can either do it complementary or you can contrast a little bit. And the way that we see it is we want the products to be to go complementary. So not one is ever going to be a leader over the other.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
We've paired almost all of our products with all of Glenfiddich's products and come up with a full list of pairings for everyone to try. We'll probably end up having that on the website at sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And when you smoke Prensado and drink it with the Glenfiddich 15, it is almost the perfect marriage.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of our favorite pairings that we've ever done, and it's a very, very cool experience.
That's the 15 with the Prensado.
With the Prensado,
Yeah.
yes. So let's light up the Prensado.
Okay, Glenn, you heard that? Your 15 marries well with the Prensado. All right, let's light it up.
Pushing the top part. I already cut.
So as you light this up, just try to remember the puritos that you smoked and kind of see how that all came together.
And obviously we didn't smoke like the wrapper, and the wrapper carries the most flavor, so it is going to be
We smoked some
different.
binder and filler.
Yeah, exactly.
And the wrapper is from where?
It's Honduran, correct?
Honduran.
It's Honduran.
Yeah.
Just by itself, this is a phenomenal smoke. It's a great combination.
Got #1 cigar in the world from Cigar Aficionado in 2011, which really was huge for us, and
Something we're really proud of.
absolutely.
All right, now I'm almost an inch in, and I can now appreciate all three coming together.
Yeah, you can really pull those flavors, and you can really see how it ties together in the cigar. There's a little bit more flavor because there are more components than just 3 in Prensado and all of our cigars, but you can really see how those flavors tie together.
And the wrapper definitely, just adds everything to a complete balance.
Mm-hmm.
We were also going to talk about the notes
On the Glenfiddich?
on the Glen.
Absolutely.
Now, we definitely, immediately, for me, the creaminess, the vanilla. You said you have some floral.
Yeah, floral notes for sure.
And
What about you?
Well, for me, as you take a sip of it, you're gonna get some nice subtle pepper on the back of your palate. You're gonna get some sweetness a little bit. You got that?
Yep.
Now go back and forth with
Definitely
Prensado.
the sweetness.
You'll see how one does not really outweigh the other in terms of flavor profile. It really is a nice smooth transition back and forth, which is what you're looking for.
And as you said earlier, that's the key with pairing.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to have one overpowering the other,
No.
because you might, if you like a certain libation, if you like Scotch, beer,
exactly.
you try to find something that one of your smokes that goes well with it, and then you
It's
pair it, and
complementary.
you get a completely next level taste.
Exactly.
If you're trying to highlight one product over the other, you can do something that contrasts a little bit. So something that's heavier, you want to always go heavier on the product you're highlighting, a little bit lighter if you're trying to really highlight one. But when you're trying to do a perfect pairing, they really should just kind of seem like it's seamless going back and forth.
And this was rated, because I'm leaving with a box of the Prensado. This was rated
#1 cigar in the world by Cigar Aficionado in 2011 with a 97 rating,
96.
96 rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely
That was a Scotch.
accomplished something here. Yeah, the Scotch is talking.
Oh, yeah.
You could always say it was rated 100, 101.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do. For those who wish they were here, I have a consolation prize for you, okay? I want you to stay tuned, because this humidor, Alec Bradley, signed humidor, we're going to be doing a giveaway. And thank you for the signature. Thank you.
Of course.
And thank you for the libation. Glenfiddich, keep up the good work. You're going to be seeing more of this. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. It's all CigarConvo at Twitter, Facebook, and IG. And you'll be able to see exactly what we have going on. Once we're going to do this giveaway, you want to stay tuned. This is a beautiful construction.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, this is not for me. This is for you. So stay tuned. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us.
sir.
Appreciate it.
Until next time, this is Ceylon Johnson with Cigar Conversations. Have a good one.